Life in Brazil is vibrant, sensual, and full of contrasts, where golden beaches meet cheap thrills, and a beauty-obsessed culture shapes everything from fashion to flirtation in this travel documentary. Flirting is a national sport in Brazil. In Brazil, flirting is more than just a romantic gesture. It's practically a national sport. From the beaches of Rio to the nightclubs of São Paulo, playful interactions and seductive charm are part of everyday social life. Brazilian culture celebrates warmth, charisma, and sensuality, and flirting is often lighthearted, fun, and deeply embedded in how people interact. Eye contact, smiles, compliments, and casual touch are all part of the game. Even a short conversation at a bus stop can carry flirty undertones without any pressure to take it further. Unlike many Western countries where flirting might be subtle or even awkward, Brazilians are typically bold and expressive. Men and women alike are comfortable initiating conversations, offering compliments, or even dancing closely with someone they just met. Confidence and humor matter more than looks or money. In fact, it's often said in Brazil that charm, not status, wins hearts. That said, respect is key. Persistence without consent isn't admired, and many Brazilian women are quick to shut down behavior they find disrespectful or too aggressive. Flirting also plays a big role in Brazilian nightlife and festivals. During Carnival, for instance, the lines between dancing, partying, and romance blur completely. It's common to kiss someone you've just met and never see them again, without it being considered rude or strange. But while casual connections are easy to find, deeper relationships are also taken seriously. A fun flirt can evolve into a passionate romance or a long-term partnership. In Brazil, the joy of flirting is about connection, chemistry, and celebrating life, not just chasing intimacy. It's a dance of words, glances, and energy. And in this culture, everyone's invited to play. The Amazon River, one of the longest in the world. The Amazon River is more than just a mighty waterway. It's a lifeline that flows through the heart of Brazil, shaping the land, the climate, and the people who depend on it. Stretching over 6,400 kilometers, the river snakes its way through the world's largest rainforest, creating an ecosystem so vast that it supports 1 in 10 known species on Earth. The scale is staggering. The Amazon discharges more water than the following 7 largest rivers combined, and it carries about 20% of the planet's fresh water. Its sheer size isn't the only wonder. The Amazon River is home to pink dolphins, piranhas, anacondas, electric eels, and even freshwater stingrays. There are stretches so wide you can't see the other side, and yet in other parts, the forest seems to swallow the river, creating hidden lagoons and secret channels. Seasonal floods are not disasters here, they are part of the natural rhythm, allowing fish to spawn in the flooded forests and fertilizing the land for local agriculture. Beyond its biological treasures, the Amazon has a deep cultural and historical significance. For centuries, indigenous communities have lived along its banks, relying on its waters for food, transport, and spiritual meaning. Even today, many parts of the river remain untouched by modern infrastructure. In a time when freshwater scarcity is becoming a global concern, the Amazon stands as both a marvel and a reminder of nature's abundance and of the responsibility to protect it. The Amazon rainforest, lungs of the earth. Covering more than 60% of Brazil, the Amazon rainforest is one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. It stretches across 9 South American countries, but Brazil holds the largest share, making it central to the country's identity and ecology. With over 390 billion individual trees and 16,000 species, the Amazon is home to creatures found nowhere else, like jaguars, poison dart frogs, and giant river otters. It's a living, breathing network of life, where even a single tree can host hundreds of organisms, from orchids and ants to monkeys and sloths. The rainforest is often called the lungs of the earth, not just as a poetic expression, but because it plays a vital role in regulating the planet's atmosphere. Through photosynthesis, its trees absorb enormous amounts of carbon dioxide and release oxygen, helping to stabilize global temperatures. The forest also generates its own rainfall by recycling moisture through its canopy, influencing weather patterns as far away as North America and Europe. It's not just Brazil that depends on the Amazon, it's the whole planet. But this green giant is under threat. Logging, mining, cattle ranching, and agriculture have accelerated deforestation, with thousands of square kilometers disappearing each year. This doesn't just harm trees, it endangers species, displaces indigenous tribes, and disrupts Earth's climate balance. Despite this, efforts continue to protect and restore the Amazon. Conservation groups, scientists, and local communities are working to preserve its wonders, reminding the world that the health of the rainforest is tied to the health of us all. Brazil borders every South American country, except Chile and Ecuador. Brazil is so vast that it borders almost every country in South America, except Chile and Ecuador. This remarkable geographic fact makes Brazil unique not only in size, but also in the diversity of its neighbors. From the Caribbean-flavored rhythms of Venezuela and Guyana to the Andean peaks of Peru and Bolivia, Brazil shares land borders with 9 different nations. This proximity fosters a wide range of cross-border cultural exchanges, trade routes, and even ecological zones that blend seamlessly into one another. The massive border network stretches over 16,000 kilometers and cuts through some of the most remote and biodiverse regions on Earth. In the Amazon region, Brazil's boundary, with countries like Colombia, Peru, and Venezuela, is often marked by winding rivers and dense jungle instead of fences or walls. Here, local tribes and communities live in harmony with the forest, crossing borders with little regard to political boundaries, many of which were drawn long after these people settled the land. The shared ecosystems create a need for multinational environmental cooperation to protect vital rainforests and waterways. Brazil's geographical positioning also gives it strategic advantages and diplomatic responsibilities. As the largest economy in South America and a leading voice in the region, Brazil often plays a central role in regional organizations like Mercosur and UNASUR. Its many borders also mean it must manage complex immigration, trade, and environmental policies with nearly all its neighbors. From tropical rainforests to mountain highlands and desert frontiers, Brazil's borders reflect the continent's incredible geographic and cultural diversity. Carnival in Rio de Janeiro is the largest street party in the world. Every year, Rio de Janeiro explodes into color, music, and motion as it hosts the world's largest street party, Carnival. Drawing millions of locals and international visitors alike, this legendary celebration is a dazzling display of Brazilian culture at its most vibrant. For days, the city pulses with samba beats, feathered costumes, glittering floats, and non-stop parades that turn entire neighborhoods into performance stages. The heart of the celebration lies in the Sambadrome, where top samba schools compete with jaw-dropping choreography, elaborate themes, and intricate costumes prepared all year long. But Carnival in Rio isn't confined to a single venue. The magic spills into the streets with hundreds of blocos, neighborhood street parties with their own musical styles, themes, and traditions. Whether it's a tiny local band marching through a narrow alley or a massive parade shutting down a major boulevard, each bloco offers a chance to dance, sing, and celebrate in the open air. The atmosphere is electric and inclusive, where tourists and cariocas, Rio residents, blend in a shared spirit of joy and freedom. It's not unusual to see strangers linking arms and dancing for hours under the sweltering summer sun. Beyond the music and spectacle, Rio's Carnival carries deep cultural roots, combining Portuguese traditions, African rhythms, and indigenous influences. It reflects the history, creativity, and resilience of Brazil's people. For many, it's more than just a party. It's a symbol of identity and unity. In every sequin, drum beat, and dance step, Carnival tells a story of celebration, resistance, and the irresistible passion that defines Brazilian spirit. Football is a national obsession. In Brazil, football isn't just a sport. It's a national heartbeat. From the favelas to the beaches, from packed stadiums to dusty alleys, the game unites people across class, culture, and generation. It's a common sight to see kids playing barefoot with a makeshift ball, dreaming of becoming the next Pelé or Neymar. The passion for football runs so deep that entire cities come to a standstill during World Cup matches. Offices close early, streets empty, and television sets are tuned to one thing only: Brazil's national team in action. This obsession is backed by unmatched success. Brazil holds the record for the most FIFA World Cup wins: 5 championships in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002. Legends like Pelé, Zico, Romario, Ronaldo, and Ronaldinho have become global icons, their names etched in football history. Brazil is the only nation to have appeared in every World Cup tournament since it began in 1930. And it's not just the men's team. The women's team has also made its mark, with stars like Marta, often called the greatest female footballer of all time, leading the way and inspiring a new generation. Football in Brazil is more than national pride. It's woven into the fabric of identity. From club rivalries like Flamengo versus Fluminense to carnival-style celebrations in the stands, the sport is a cultural spectacle. Victories are celebrated like festivals, defeats mourned like national tragedies. Pelé and Neymar, the pride of Brazil. Brazil, Pelé and Neymar are two legendary names that have defined Brazilian football across generations. Pelé, often referred to as the King of Football, rose to fame as a teenager in the 1958 World Cup, dazzling the world with his speed, skill, and instinct for goal. Over his career, he scored over 1,000 goals and remains the only player to have won the FIFA World Cup 3 times: 1958, 1962, and 1970. For many, Pelé is not just a footballer, but a global ambassador of the sport and a symbol of Brazil's golden era. Decades later, Neymar emerged as the modern face of Brazilian football. With his quick feet, creative dribbling, and flair for dramatic goals, he captured the hearts of millions. Neymar began his professional career at Santos FC, the same club where Pelé began, before moving on to shine at FC Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. He played a vital role in helping Brazil win the 2016 Olympic gold medal in football, a long-awaited victory for the nation. Though often surrounded by media attention and controversy, Neymar's talent is undeniable, making him one of the highest-paid and most followed athletes in the world. Though they played in very different eras, Pelé and Neymar both reflect the spirit of Brazilian football: creative, passionate, and unforgettable. Pelé represents tradition and timeless greatness, while Neymar symbolizes the modern, global nature of the game. Together, they remind the world why Brazil remains the spiritual home of football, producing stars who inspire millions beyond the pitch. Brasília, Brazil's capital, resembles an airplane from above. Brasília, the capital of Brazil, stands as one of the most unique and ambitious urban projects of the 20th century. Unlike most capitals that evolved over centuries, Brasília was built entirely from scratch in the late 1950s and officially inaugurated in 1960. Designed by urban planner Lúcio Costa and architect Oscar Niemeyer, the city was meant to symbolize Brazil's future, a bold leap into modernity. From the sky, the city famously resembles the shape of an airplane or a bird, with its layout reflecting distinct zones for government, commerce, and living spaces. The city's futuristic architecture remains one of its most striking features. Niemeyer's buildings, such as the National Congress, the Cathedral of Brasília, and the Palácio da Alvorada, are celebrated for their sweeping curves, minimalist designs, and imaginative forms. These structures weren't just about aesthetics. They reflected a new national identity rooted in progress, equality, and innovation. Roads in Brasília were carefully planned, and entire neighborhoods were designated by numbered blocks, giving it a sense of organization rarely seen in other large cities. Despite its modern charm, Brasília has sparked debate. While it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site admired for its design, critics say its strict zoning makes it feel impersonal and difficult for pedestrians. Still, Brasília remains a powerful symbol of national ambition. It brought development to the country's interior and proved that a country could, quite literally, build a vision of its future. More than just a capital, Brasília is a testament to Brazil's creative spirit and drive to redefine itself on the global stage. Rio's Christ the Redeemer statue, the new 7 wonders of the world. Towering over Rio de Janeiro from the summit of Mount Corcovado, the Christ the Redeemer statue is one of Brazil's most iconic landmarks. Standing 98 feet tall with arms outstretched to 92 feet, this colossal statue is more than just a religious symbol. It's a cultural icon representing peace, unity, and hope. Completed in 1931 after 9 years of construction, it was built using reinforced concrete and thousands of soapstone tiles, many of which were signed by the workers and their families. Its location offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city, drawing millions of visitors each year. In 2007, Christ the Redeemer earned a place among the new 7 wonders of the world, a well-deserved title recognizing not only its sheer scale and beauty, but also its global cultural significance. The idea for the statue dates back to the 1850s, but it wasn't until the 1920s that a collective effort, led by the Catholic community and funded by donations, made it a reality. Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa, French sculptor Paul Landowski, and Romanian artist Gheorghe Leonida collaborated to bring the statue to life, blending art, architecture, and faith into a single, majestic creation. The statue has survived lightning strikes, storms, and decades of weathering, yet continues to stand tall as a symbol of resilience and divine protection. At night, it's illuminated, glowing above the city like a beacon. Whether viewed up close or from afar, Christ the Redeemer inspires awe and reverence. It's not just a monument, it's a powerful expression of Brazil's soul, rising above the vibrant landscape of Rio and inviting the world to look up with wonder. The Snake Island. Just off the southeastern coast of Brazil lies Snake Island, a place so perilous that the Brazilian government has banned all visitors except for scientific researchers with special permission. What makes this island so dangerous is its overwhelming population of golden lancehead vipers, one of the deadliest snake species in the world. These snakes have venom potent enough to melt human flesh and kill within hours. With estimates suggesting there is 1 snake for every square meter, setting foot on the island is like walking into a live nightmare. The golden lancehead viper is unique to Snake Island and can't be found anywhere else in the world. Its venom is up to 5 times more toxic than its mainland cousins, likely due to evolutionary adaptations from being isolated for thousands of years. The vipers prey on birds that visit the island, and because there are no natural predators, their population thrived until the island became infamous. Legends swirl around the island, including tales of lighthouse keepers and their families falling victim to the vipers, further fueling the island's deadly reputation. Though it's a no-go zone for tourists, Snake Island has attracted herpetologists and researchers who brave its risks to study the venom for possible medical breakthroughs. Despite its lethal reputation, the island plays a vital role in biodiversity and scientific exploration. Its eerie, forbidden allure continues to fascinate outsiders, but most agree. Snake Island is better appreciated from a safe distance, far away from its slithering, venomous inhabitants. There are more than 4,000 airports in Brazil. Brazil's massive size and diverse geography have made air travel not just convenient, but essential. With over 4,000 airports scattered across the country, Brazil has the second highest number of airports in the world, trailing only behind the United States. From major international hubs in cities like São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, to tiny airstrips in remote Amazon villages, these airports serve as vital lifelines, connecting people, goods, and services across vast distances and hard-to-reach regions. The country's largest airport, São Paulo Guarulhos International, handles tens of millions of passengers every year and links Brazil to major global cities. However, what truly sets Brazil apart is its extensive network of regional and municipal airports. Many of these are located in areas where roads are either undeveloped or impassable during the rainy season. For people living in the Amazon basin or the Pantanal wetlands, small planes are sometimes the only way to access medical care, education, or supplies. In this way, aviation isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. This vast airport network has also boosted Brazil's tourism and economic development. With so many options for domestic and international flights, travelers can explore the country's stunning beaches, bustling cities, and natural wonders with ease. Meanwhile, businesses rely on efficient air logistics to support trade and commerce. Whether it's delivering fresh produce from the interior or flying visitors to Carnival celebrations, Brazil's air connectivity is a crucial part of its national infrastructure and a symbol of how air travel can shape a country's accessibility and growth. The largest Japanese population outside Japan lives in São Paulo. São Paulo, Brazil's bustling financial capital, is home to the largest Japanese population outside of Japan, with over 1.5 million Japanese Brazilians. This surprising cultural bridge began in 1908, when the first group of Japanese immigrants arrived aboard the ship Kasato Maru, seeking work on Brazil's coffee plantations. Economic hardship and limited land in Japan pushed many families to start anew in Brazil, where they gradually built thriving communities, especially in São Paulo. Over time, Japanese Brazilians became integral to Brazilian society, contributing significantly to agriculture, business, education, and culture. In neighborhoods like Liberdade in São Paulo, the streets are lined with Japanese lanterns, markets sell authentic Japanese ingredients, and festivals like Tanabata and the Japanese New Year draw crowds from all backgrounds. Sushi restaurants, martial arts schools, and Japanese language institutions dot the city, reflecting the deep and enduring impact of this community on the cultural landscape of São Paulo. Today, the blend of Brazilian warmth and Japanese discipline has created a unique cultural identity. Many younger Japanese Brazilians embrace both traditions, speaking Portuguese fluently, while preserving customs like tea ceremonies, calligraphy, and ancestral festivals. This cultural fusion enriches not only São Paulo, but also Brazil as a whole, showcasing how immigration can foster harmony and innovation. Brazilians celebrate the New Year in white clothing. In Brazil, New Year's Eve, known as Réveillon, is a grand celebration infused with symbolism, joy, and vibrant traditions. Among the most striking customs is the widespread wearing of white clothing. This isn't merely a fashion choice. White symbolizes peace, purity, and renewal. As Brazilians gather on beaches, in city squares, or at family parties, their white outfits reflect a collective hope for a fresh, harmonious beginning in the year ahead. The tradition has roots in Afro-Brazilian religions, particularly Candomblé, where white is sacred and associated with spiritual cleansing. Alongside their white attire, many Brazilians partake in rituals meant to bring good luck and prosperity. On the famous Copacabana beach in Rio de Janeiro, millions of people gather to watch fireworks and throw white flowers into the sea as offerings to Yemanja, the goddess of the sea. Some also jump over 7 waves, making a wish with each leap, believing the ocean will help carry those dreams into reality. Foods eaten on New Year's Eve are chosen for their symbolism: lentils for luck, grapes for abundance, and pomegranates for prosperity. These traditions create a vibrant mix of spiritual, cultural, and social energy that makes Brazilian New Year celebrations unforgettable. The sight of millions of people dressed in white, dancing, praying, and welcoming the new year with music and fireworks is both breathtaking and deeply meaningful. For Brazilians, it's not just about marking a calendar change, it's a powerful moment of unity, gratitude, and hope, blending ancient beliefs with modern festivity in a uniquely Brazilian way. The flag of Brazil has 27 stars. Brazil's flag is more than just a national symbol. It's a celestial snapshot, frozen in time. The 27 stars that shimmer against the deep blue globe represent the country's 26 states and the federal district. But these stars aren't randomly placed. They mirror the night sky over Rio de Janeiro as it appeared on November 15, 1889, the day Brazil declared itself a republic. That night's constellation, specifically the Southern Cross and its neighboring stars, was chosen to reflect not only the country's geography, but also its aspirations for unity and order. Each star on the flag corresponds to a specific Brazilian state, and they're positioned to match their actual astronomical locations. For example, the bright star Spitia represents the state of Para, located in the north, and is placed above the banner that reads Ordem e Progresso, Order and Progress. This motto is inspired by the French philosopher Auguste Comte's positivist philosophy, which greatly influenced the leaders of Brazil's Republican movement. The green background symbolizes Brazil's lush forests, while the yellow diamond stands for its wealth in gold and natural resources. What sets Brazil's flag apart is its scientific precision and poetic depth. It's one of the few national flags to depict an accurate astronomical sky, frozen on a historic night of transformation. The thoughtful arrangement of stars reminds Brazilians of their vast and diverse land, spread across both hemispheres, united under one sky and one republic. It's a flag that doesn't just wave. It tells a story of identity, ambition, and cosmic connection. Voting in Brazil is mandatory for citizens aged 18 to 70. In Brazil, voting is not just a civic duty, it's the law. Citizens between the ages of 18 and 70 are legally required to vote in all elections, from local council races to presidential contests. Failing to do so without a valid justification can result in penalties such as fines, restrictions on government documents, or even difficulties in obtaining a passport or civil service job. This mandatory voting system reflects Brazil's deep-rooted commitment to democratic participation, aiming to ensure that every voice is counted in the shaping of the nation. The country uses an advanced electronic voting system that has been in place since the 1990s, making the process quick and secure. Voting is often held on Sundays to maximize turnout, and transportation is sometimes offered to remote areas to help people reach polling stations. Citizens who are unable to vote must justify their absence to electoral authorities, or they risk losing certain civil rights. Interestingly, voting is optional for those aged 16 to 17, those over 70, and people who are illiterate, allowing more inclusive access while still maintaining legal obligations for the majority. This system results in high voter turnout compared to many other democracies. It also reflects a broader cultural view in Brazil that civic involvement is a shared responsibility. While critics argue that forcing people to vote may lead to less informed choices, supporters believe it strengthens democracy by ensuring a broader representation of public opinion. Mandatory voting in Brazil is not just a regulation. It's a symbol of national identity, unity, and the belief that governance is a shared endeavor among all citizens. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Brazil's stunning beaches, affordable lifestyle, and captivating beauty culture. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more travel documentaries.